Good morning students. Today class pharmacology, second unit chemotherapy, sulfonamides and cartimoxazole. But today we will discuss about only sulfonamides, not cartimoxazole, because pharmacology is a new subject for you people. Because of that one, only very small topics I prepared, and today sulfonamides. Please listen. If you have any doubts, you ask me later. Okay. Sulfonamides and cartimoxazole. Cartimoxazole otherwise known as Cetron. Okay, sulfonamides. Sulfonamides were the first effective synthetic antimicrobial agents to be used systemically in man. They were introduced by Domack in 1935. Currently, their role in the therapeutic limited because of their toxicity, development of resistance, and availability of safe drugs. Okay. What are the sulfonamides means? Sulfonamides were the first effective synthetic antimicrobial agents to be used systemically in the person or in the man or human beings. These sulfonamides are introduced in 1935. Then currently, but present nowadays, these sulfonamides are not in use because currently their role in therapeutics are limited because of their toxicity, development of resistance, and availability of safe drugs. Nowadays, so many safe drugs are available because the sulfonamides have more toxicity, and all persons they develop resistance again. Microorganisms develop resistance against these sulfonamides. Because of that reason, these sulfonamides are nowadays not a safe drugs. Because of their toxicity and development of resistance, we are using another safe drugs for in the place of sulfonamides. Then antibacterial spectrum. Already you know the antibacterial meaning of antibacterial spectrum. Sulfonamides inhibit many gram-positive and some gram-negative bacteria, including Streptococci, H. influenza, H. dure, Nocardia, E. coli, Proteus, Vibrio cholerae. Some strains of Staphylococci, Gonococci, Meningococci, and Pneumococci, and they are also effective against Chlamydia and Toxoplasma. Okay. Antibacterial spectrum. Sulfonamides inhibit many gram-positive and some gram-negative bacteria, including Streptococci, H. influenza, Nocardia, E. coli, Proteus, Vibrio cholerae, some strains of Staphylococci, Gonococci, Meningococci, and Pneumococci, and they are also effective against chlamydial infection and Toxoplasma gonorrhoeae. Okay, what is the antibacterial spectrum of sulfonamides? And they inhibit both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria, including these organisms. Then classification of these sulfonamides: short-acting, intermediate-acting, long-acting, special purpose. Okay, short-acting 4 to 8 hours. Example sulfadizine. Intermediate acting 8 to 12 hours. Sulfamethoxazole. Long acting 7 days. Sulfadoxine, sulfamethopyrazine. Special purpose: sulfacetamide, sodium, silver sulfadizine, sulfasalazine, and methadone. This is the classification of sulfonamides, like short-acting sulfonamides, intermediate-acting sulfonamides, long-acting sulfonamides, and special purpose. What is the special purpose of these sulfonamides? Means short-acting when the person is taking these short-acting sulfonamides, the drug will act 4 to 8 hours. Example sulfadizine. Then intermediate-acting, the duration of action of these drugs are 8 to 12 hours. Example sulfamethoxazole. Then long acting 7 days. Sulfadoxine, sulfamethopyrazine. Then what are the other special purpose of this sulfonamides? Means sulfacetamide, sodium, silver sulfadizine. You know silver sulfadizine. This silver sulfadizine we are using for burns patients. If they are having burns, we are applying this silver sulfadizine. Then sulfosalazine methadone is the special purpose of this sulfonamides. Then orally absorbable sulfonamides, orally short acting. If the person is on short acting sulfonamides, the action of these sulfonamides are 4 to 8 hours. Example, orally absorbable short acting sulfonamides को sulfadizine, sulfacytine, sulfametazole, sulfaxazole. Then intermediate acting of orally absorbable sulfonamides को 8 to 12 hours. Example, sulfamethoxazole and sulfamoxazole. Then long acting 7 days, sulfotoxin, sulfamethoxyrazine. Then orally non-absorbable को example, sulfasalazine, olsalazine, valsalazine. Then topical agents like silver sulfatazine, methadone, sulfase, thymide, sodium. This is about orally absorbable sulfonamides. So that is short acting sulfonamides, that is 4 to 8 hours. Intermediate acting methoxazole, intermediate acting को 8 to 12 hours. Sulfamethoxazole, sulfamoxazole. Long acting 7 days. Sulfotoxin, sulfamethoxyrazine. Okay, orally non-absorbable को sulfasalazine, lasalazine, valsalazine. Topical agents को silver sulfatazine, methadone and sulfacetamide sodium. Then this mechanism of action of this sulfonamides. Folic acid is essential for the synthesis of nucleic acids. Okay, bacteria synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid with the help of the enzyme folic acid synthetase. Sulfonamides are structurally similar to para-aminobenzoic acid, that is PABN, and competitively inhibit the enzyme folic acid synthetase. They result in the folic acid deficiency and thereby inhibition of bacterial growth and injury to the bacterial cell wall. Okay, what is the mechanism of action of folic acid means? Folic acid, it is very essential for the synthesis of the nucleic acid. First of all, we have to know what is synthesis. Synthesis means it is a compound with a molecular structure closely similar to that of the another. Okay, what is it? It is a compound structure of molecular structure closely similar to that of the another. Folic acid is essential for the synthesis of nucleic acid. Okay, but here in mechanism of action, bacteria synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid with the help of enzyme folic acid synthetase. With the help of folic acid synthetase, bacteria they only synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid with the help of the folic acid synthetase. Synthesis means the combination of components or elements to form a connected whole. What is synthesis? The combination of components or elements that form a connected whole is known as synthesis. Here folic acid is essential for the synthesis of the bacteria. But these bacteria are microorganisms. They synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid, but with the help of the folic acid synthetase. Okay, these sulfonamides are structurally similar to this para-aminobenzoic acid and competitively inhibit the enzyme folic acid synthetase. Okay, once the person is
10 minutes తర్వాత నేను మళ్ళీ
sulfonamides are structurally similar to para-aminobenzoic acid and competitively inhibit the enzyme folic acid synthetase. Okay, when the person is taking these sulfonamides, these sulfonamides are structurally similar to this para-aminobenzoic acid. Once they are on this sulfonamides, these sulfonamides taking sulfonamides result in the folic acid deficiency, and thereby inhibition of bacterial growth and injury to the bacterial cell wall. Okay, what is the mechanism of action? I am repeating once again. For the nucleic acid synthesis, folic acid is very important. But these bacteria or microorganisms, they synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid, that is PABA, with the help of folic acid synthetase. Okay, once we are taking the sulfonamides, the sulfonamides are structurally similar to the para-aminobenzoic acids. The sulfonamides inhibits the folic acid deficiency, thereby they inhibits the bacterial growth and injury to the bacterial cell wall. Once the folic acid deficiency once the inhibition of bacterial growth and injury to the bacterial cell wall occurs, at the same time there is a deficiency of folic acid is there. Okay, because of this reason the bacteria are unable to synthesize their own folic acid. Then here a clear one mechanism of action. Folic acid is very essential for the growth of bacteria, as it is crucial for nucleic acid synthesis. Okay, many bacteria synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid. Sulfonamides are structural analogues of PABA. That is para-aminobenzoic acid enters the sequence in place of PABA. Sulfonamides compete for enzyme dihydropetrolic acid synthetase to create a non-functional analogous of folic acid. What is analog? Means a compound with a molecular structure closely similar to that of another one. This is of no use to bacteria, hence growth ceases. Bacteriostatic action. You know what is bactericidal and bacteriostatic. First ఏమవుతుంది, folic acid అనేది very essential for the growth of bacteria. Okay, then here many bacteria synthesize their own folic acid from para-aminobenzoic acid. Okay, sulfonamides are structural analogues of PABA and the same characteristics enters the sequence in place of PABA. Okay, sulfonamides compete for enzyme dihydropetrolic acid synthesis to create a non-functional analogous of folic acid. This is no use to bacteria, hence growth ceases. Then humans absorb folic acid directly from diet. Hence, sulfonamides are selectively toxic to the bacteria only and do not the host cells. Okay, we are taking diet. In the diet, we are taking folic acid. Humans absorb folic acid directly from the diet. Hence, sulfonamides are selectively toxic to the bacteria only and do not at the host cells. Then, what are the clinical uses of these sulfonamides? Systemic use of sulfonamides alone is rare now. A combination of drugs we are using. Orally observable drugs like acute uncomplicated urinary tract infections. Then this is a third size of drug lo nocardiasis lo cancroid diseases, lymphogranulomas. We are using this orally observable drugs in acute uncomplicated urinary tract infections. Then nocardiasis, cancroid, lymphogranuloma diseases, we are using the sulfonamides as a third choice of drugs. Then orally non-absorbable drugs. Sulfafaxine is the drug of choice for the ulcerative colitis. For ulcerative colitis, sulfonamides are very necessary because it is a drug of choice. Okay, sulfasalazine is also used in the rheumatoid arthritis. Then topical agent, sodium sulfacetamide, ophthalmic solution or ointment, trachomas, then trachomatis, bacterial conjunctivitis. ఓకే. టాపికల్ యూస్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ సల్ఫోనమైడ్స్ వచ్చేసి సోడియం సల్ఫేటమైడ్, ఇది వచ్చేసి ఫర్ ఆప్థాల్మిక్ సొల్యూషన్, ట్రకోమాస్, ట్రకోమైటిస్ అండ్ బ్యాక్టీరియల్ కంజక్టివిటిస్ we are using this topical agents like drops. Then silver sulfatazine for local applications, it is a least toxic, preferred over mefenadine. Then slowly release silver ions, additional antimicrobial action. It is a prophylaxis infections in burns. In previous slides already we are discussed about this silver sulfatazine is using as a topical agent in burns patients. Okay, then this is the clinical uses of sulfonamides like orally absorbable drugs. Example, urinary tract infections, then nocardiasis, cancroid, lymphogranulomas. We are using the sulfonamides as a third choice of drugs. Then oral non-absorbable drugs, for example, sulfazine for ulcerative colitis. This drug is a drug of choice. Okay, and another drug is not effective than these sulfonamides. Then rheumatoid arthritis, topical agents like trachoma, bacterial conjunctivitis and sodium sulfacetamide. Then silver sulfatazine, it is a least toxic, preferred over mefenadine. Then slowly releases silver ions, additional antimicrobial action. Yes, it is having additional microbial action. Then it is used as a prophylaxis or infections in the burns. These are the clinical uses of sulfonamides like orally absorbable drugs, orally non-absorbable drugs, topical agents, silver sulfatazine. Then pharmacokinetics. Okay, the movement of the drug within the body, how the after taking this silver sulfatazine, what is the action of these drugs, how this drug will move ante sulfonamides are well absorbed, that is in gastrointestinal system, extensively bound to plasma proteins and are well distributed to all tissues. They are metabolized in the liver by acetylation. Preparation, sulfonamides are available both for oral and parenteral and topical uses. Okay, pharmacokinetics of these sulfonamides are very well absorbed. Okay, and extensively they bound the plasma proteins and they are metabolized in the liver by acetylation. Already you know this oral and parenteral. Once these drugs are taken only, they are eliminated through the renal system. Okay, preparation, sulfonamides are available both for 3 oral, parenteral, topical agents. Then preparation of sulfonamides, drug, route of administration, dose. Okay. Sulfazoxazole oral 0.5 to 2 grams 12th hourly, that is BD. Sulfatazine oral and intramuscular, we can take this sulfatazine as advised by the physician or anybody. Okay, that is 1 to 2 grams 4 to 6 hourly. Okay, sulfasalazine oral form 0.5 to 1 gram BD. Then mefenadine topical use 1% cream. Then adverse effects of this sulfonamides. Okay, crystalluria plus renal toxicity. What is the meaning of crystalluria? Means cloudy urine. When we are taking this, we are on sulfonamides, the urine become very cloudy. That is called crystalluria. It is a side effect of sulfonamides. Crystalluria and renal toxicity is the side effect of sulfonamides. Dose related to aside and how the person develop. One nice flow chart is here. How the person, if the person is on sulfonamides, how the person develop crystalluria and renal toxicity means dose related. That is depends upon the dose of the sulfonamides. Acetylated metabolites are less soluble in acidic urine. Okay, because of that reason precipitates is in kidneys and renal tubules. It may lead to crystalluria and renal obstruction. And when we are on sulfonamides, we are very careful about to prevent the renal toxicity and at the same time crystalluria, because they are very less soluble in acidic urine. Because of that reason it may block the renal tubules and causes crystalluria. Okay, to avoid this crystalluria and renal absorption, what we have to take the measures? What type of measures we have to take means taking plenty of fluids, then alkalizing urine. Okay. Adverse effects of the sulfonamides on renal system ఏమంటే crystalluria and renal toxicity. Crystalluria means cloudy urine. Once the urine is cloudy means now you are not taken sufficient water we are on sulfonamides. Okay, ఎందుకంటే the sulfonamides are less soluble in acidic urine. It may result to crystalluria and they will block the renal. It may lead to renal obstruction. Okay. Then what are the other adverse effects? Hypersensitivity reactions. Okay, each and every drug, when we are administering any drug, we have to collect history from the clients or patients. If they are sensitive to any drugs previously, any history of drug reaction, we have to take as a nurses. We have to collect information about the drugs, like hypersensitive reactions, rashes, especially at mucocutaneous junctions. Then Stevens-Johnson syndrome. It is known as erythema in multiform erythema. Here very nice picture is that the patient is having multiple erythmas by taking these sulfonamides. Ulceration of the mucous membrane, malaise, then eosinophilia, drug fever, exfoliative dermatitis. These are the hypersensitivity reactions like rashes, especially at mucocutaneous junctions. Stevens-Johnson syndrome, that is erythema multiforme, ulcerations of mucous membrane, that is malaise, eosinophilia, drug fever and exfoliative dermatitis. Then other adverse effects. Okay, hemolysis can occur, the destruction of the blood cells. Already you know the meaning of lysis. Can occur in patients with GRPD deficiencies. Neutropenia, agranulocytosis and thrombocytopenia can occur if the patient is taking the sulfonamides. Then Kernicterus sign in neonates. This is very very important. That is increased bilirubin levels. Can be precipitated especially in premature infants since the blood-brain barrier is not fully developed. Okay, sulfonamides and how this neonate develops. Kernicterus means if this child is receiving sulfonamides, it may lead to displaces bilirubin from protein binding site. It may lead to bilirubin passes through blood-brain barrier. ఇంకొకటి deposited in basal ganglia plus subthalamic nuclei. It may lead to kernicterus. Kernicterus is a very dangerous sign. If you are neglected, the baby death may occur. Okay. Adverse effects under hemolysis, that is neutropenia, agranulocytosis and thrombocytopenia can occur. Then Kernicterus sign in neonates. Okay. Other adverse effects like common adverse effects, nausea, vomiting, epigastric pain and hepatitis. These are the adverse effects of sulfonamides, like renal toxicity, crystalluria, then hypersensitivity reactions like rashes at mucocutaneous junctions, Stevens-Johnson syndrome, eosinophilia, drug fever, exfoliative dermatitis, hemolysis, Kernicterus sign in neonates, nausea, vomiting, epigastric pain and hepatitis. Then what are the nursing implications? Okay, nursing responsibilities are very very important, because first of all we have to take, before giving any drug, not only sulfonamides, we are very very careful about what are the hypersensitive reactions the patient is having. That is the previous experiences of the patients or clients. We have to collect history, and we have to do for intramuscular injections and internal, we have to test dose to know the reactions. Then if the patient is on oral drugs, we have to observe any patient having nausea, vomiting, gastric disturbances. Then topical agents can skin irritations, skin rash. Although the patient is having some problems, again we are introducing another problem, so that we have to avoid. Okay, ensure that the patient takes in a lot of water. Okay, already why because to prevent crystalluria and renal obstruction, explain the patient to take plenty of water or plenty of oral fluids if they are on these sulfonamides to prevent these renal problems. Then at the first sign of any allergy, treating doctor should be informed. Okay, first doctors are not at all responsible. We are the responsible persons. We are giving these sulfonamides. We have to collect allergic information and other information about patient, and then we have to inform the doctor to avoid the drug. Okay, this is about sulfonamides. What is sulfonamides means? These are the first effective drugs. These drugs are invented in 1935, but these drugs are not used currently but therapeutic use. But another safe drugs are there in the place of sulfonamides. Then this antibacterial spectrum, the sulfonamides inhibit many gram-positive and gram-negative organisms. Then classification of short-acting, intermediate-acting, long-acting and special purpose. Other orally low, short-acting, intermediate-acting, long-acting, oral non-topical agents. Okay, folic acid here. Mechanism of action for bacterial growth. Folic acid is very, very important. Okay, why means this bacteria, they synthesize their own folic acid by using this para-amino benzoic acid. But sulfamides are having this dihydropeptic acid, they inhibit the folic acid. Once they inhibit the folic acid, it will create the inhibition of the back at the same time cell wall injury may develop. Then mechanism of action లో humans absorb folic acid directly from the diet. Clinical uses లో చాలా uses UTI, nocardiasis, pancreatitis, lymphogranulomas, oral non-adherent. It is a drug of choice. It is very, very important you note these points. Ulcerative colitis, it is a drug of choice. Then rheumatoid arthritis, topical agents, silver sulfatizine. Okay. Then pharmacokinetics lo these drugs are very well absorbed and they are metabolized in the liver. Then this is the preparation of the drugs. Then adverse effects are very, very important effects like crystalluria and renal obstruction. Other reactions, rashes, eosinophilia, drug fever, and then hemolysis, carnicterine in neonates, nausea, vomiting, epigastric pain and hepatitis. Then nurses' responsibilities, here only two are there, but you know what are the responsibilities? Collection of the history, right dose, right drug, right patient name. All manaku nowadays 10 rights are there. Okay, first of all you write assignment and what are the 10 when we are administering drugs, what are the 10 rights we have to follow anedi. Okay, ensure next you take allergic information and then inform to the prescribed doctor. Okay, this is about sulfonamides. Okay, next class about cotrimoxazole. Today in my class you write assignment on 10 rights. Okay, thank you.